All right, let's go see if the trailer's as sealed as it should be. This is after a hurricane, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little leaky, but oh, beautiful. Yeah, we're bone dry in here. I don't see any remnants of watermarks or anything like that. I do need to get in here and paint. I need to clean it and then I need to paint. But dry. It definitely had some shaking going on. You can see that, but we're good. Sweet. Let's move around. Bone dry, just as a brand new trailer should be. Perfect. All right, guys, it's Friday, the day after the hurricane. I came in, I swept the driveway, clean all that up. I need to go through and blow out a bunch of stuff, but we did a good job of clearing all this stuff out, so it's basically just the leaves off the trees and stuff. So I do need to get a data log out of the car, up on the brake and stuff, to see where the converter grabs now that it's actually actually working. So I don't think the data log I had before is accurate. I want to double check it. But right now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna make the clear Lexan sunroof for the car, at least the plug. So I'm gonna trace this out, a couple of markers, I'll trace that out, and then we'll trim this, which is the glass that I bought hoping it would fit that car, and it doesn't. It's too short in the corners right there. So we're gonna make this into the sunroof plug, and then I'll make some bracketry in the sunroof area to bolt this down. And we'll go from there. I think I might have enough space for two, maybe, in case I screw up. I'm gonna try very hard to make it so I have that option, but if not, I'm just gonna be very careful and we'll inch it into fitting. But then we'll have a clear sunroof and I'll be able to bolt it down and seal it again. I'll put the sunroof weather stripping in there, and then we'll press it so it's nice and snug, so it seals up and gives it a solid seal. There's a couple of rusty spots in there. I'll have to figure something out for that. Probably just fill those and spray it black, keep it clean. Windshield is coming in a couple of weeks. We're not gonna make the street heat event. This hurricane put me out of work for 3 days, so I have to use a bunch of PTO. So I'm not gonna make FL2K and I'm not gonna make the street heat event. Just trying to get things caught up and being a responsible adult. So it is what it is, but that'll get fixed in a couple of weeks. And once that's fixed and the door bars are in, then we can go racing. So let's get started on making the sunroof. All right, and like that, we have a roughed out version. We're gonna test fit it. I have to pull the push connect on this corner and probably the Zeus on the other corner. Hey, look, tungsten. Leaf shit everywhere. So yeah, I gotta pull this out. I probably don't have to pull that one out, but I gotta pull this one out because it's a little too tall. We'll pull that out, and then we'll set it in there, and then we'll figure out what needs to be trimmed in, and I'll probably grab the flap disc, not the sander, because the sander's not taking a ton of material out. And I left about 1/4 of an inch all the way around, give or take. Obviously, you saw I cut it with a handsaw, so it's not going to be perfect. But we're going to get it to sit in here real nice, and then I'll mark where this inside lip is, and we'll come in just a little further than that and paint that all black. And then we'll paint this black, and then I'll figure out securing it. So, all right, cool. So you can see she's almost there. We're gonna take a little off this edge here and a little off this edge here to get the fit just right. I've kind of just avoided recording all of the fitting and taking off and fitting and taking off. But she's pretty much right about there. I mean, that's already a hell of a lot better than that folded up piece of metal over there. And it's probably a lot lighter. Like I said, then I'm gonna go under and just mark this edge here and then we'll respray it all black and make it all pretty. And then I'm probably gonna follow this whole pattern that I kept from the original windshield, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So probably every 3 or 4 inches, and we'll follow that around. And then I'll install nutserts all the way around, and I'll go grab some hardware that fits and countersink it, make it all pretty, and then we'll bolt it in with the gasket in there, and then it'll seal it real nice and snug. Yeah, and then we'll have a sealed sunroof again, which would be nice. I'm still a little concerned about this little hole over here in this corner. You can't see it right now, but it's like a rot hole type deal. I don't know, I'm gonna do something with that. It's probably not gonna be pretty, and I don't really care because it'll be covered by this really pretty clear sunroof. So, get back to work. All right, so the finished up thing, the sunroof is there. I have like one corner where I gotta trim just a small section of it because I don't like the way it fits in the radius. But other than that, it's all done. All the holes are drilled. You can see the screws poking out a little bit. That's probably the best one. Yeah. So I drilled the holes, laid it on here, and then I drilled all the holes out. You can see the nutserts in there, rib nuts, whatever you want to call them. I've done probably more than half of them already because it's kind of just boring, tedious work, and I figured it's not worth you guys watching a ton of it. So I'll let you watch the second half of this. And then I have to go through and screw in all of these screws, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the front. It's like 30 of them. There's a lot, but that's fine. It'll keep it down. I also have to remember where I put the weather stripping. So I can put the weather strip, and then I have to paint the lip on that. That there. I'll paint the lip so it's all black, covering this area. And then after that, just bolt it on, and it should be good. And then we can get to the fun stuff, which is warming this thing up, getting it up on the trans brake, and pulling some data from it. So let's get started. All right, so black strip is done. We'll give that a few minutes to dry. I'm gonna look for the weather stripping, get that in place. And then once that's dry, we'll pull the plastic off and we'll get it bolted into place. All right, so it's sort of bolted on. The nutserts, because of the weird positioning, pulled out in a few places. So I've got it bolted in a few places. Other places I'm gonna have to pick up some actual nuts and we'll just nut and bolt it. And then I'll make this all straight so it's not all wavy looking like that. That's just because like these points aren't secured as tight. But overall, not terrible. This corner has kind of a sketchy part to it, so I gotta figure that out. I think I'm also going to go, once I have it level, I'm gonna go around and I'm going to put a small bead of black RTV, just try and keep some of the excess stuff out, and then I'll clean it all up and that should be good. But, ta-da, we have a roof. It looks kind of good. It ain't terrible. I didn't make these lines super radius or anything. I just kind of cut them off with some tape. It's not the prettiest tape job I've ever done, but quite frankly, I don't care. It's covered. That was my big thing. And like I said, we will get it all bolted down, nut and bolted, and then we'll be good to go. And like I said, I will make it so it's nice and flush to the roof line. I will do whatever I have to do. See, the gasket is in there. Here, let me show you. You can see the gasket is in there all smushed up. So, yeah. You know, I didn't do my due diligence like I should have. And when I laid out the holes, because I tried to just follow the holes that were already there, it put the holes in really wonky spots, and that's my own fault. So it is what it is, but I'm gonna wipe this down, clean it up, and then we're gonna make some noise.